Senator Ossoff.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. First, yes or no question, please, for each of you, from Judge Brindisi to the end of the table. Will you pledge to faithfully apply the law without bias, without regard for your personal policy or political preferences?
Yes, Senator.
Yes, Senator.
Yes, Senator.
Yes, Senator.
Yes, Senator.
Yes, Senator.
Thank you all. Ms. Johnson, reflecting on your life, your background, your experiences, your upbringing, and now your experience as a federal prosecutor, what motivated you to pursue a career in public service and now a career as a federal judge?
Thank you for the question, Senator. I grew up the child of two career military parents, colloquially known as an Army brat. And just from a very young age, I learned the value of public service and commitment to being involved in the community and helping the community. And I think there's no higher calling for a lawyer than to use our legal training to give back to the community that has helped us. So it's really my parents' service in the military that made me want to serve the public at the U.S. Attorney's Office. And then if I am so fortunate to be confirmed to the bench, I can't think of a better way to use my legal training than to serve the public as a federal judge and having the impact on the citizens of the Northern District of Georgia.
One of the things that stood out as you emerged from a field of many potential nominees that Senator Warnock and I had the pleasure of meeting was the quality of your temperament, your composure, and your reputation for excellence and integrity. I want to thank you for your work as a federal prosecutor in Georgia. And in that role, you have worked closely with law enforcement partners at multiple levels. Can you please characterize for the committee your experience working with law enforcement in Georgia?
Yes, Senator. As part of my prosecutions, we partner with both local and federal law enforcement, and it is always helpful to an investigation when we are able to share resources with our local law enforcement partners. And my experience in the Northern District of Georgia has been that we all have the same goal of enforcing the laws and ensuring the safety of the public.
Thank you, Ms. Johnson. Ms. Davenport, would you please characterize how you'll approach First Amendment cases that may come before your courtroom?
Certainly, Senator. Thank you. In all cases that come before me, I will look at the facts of the case with an open mind and give the parties the opportunity to be heard. I will diligently research the law and whatever precedent is binding and then apply it faithfully, consistent with the precedent of the Supreme Court and the 10th Circuit. I think that our First Amendment rights are some of the most fundamental rights that we have, and they bear protection like all of our fundamental rights.
Thank you, Ms. Davenport. Ms. Johnson, what have you learned from working with victims and defendants in your experience as a federal prosecutor, and how will that impact how you interact with parties in your courtroom should you be confirmed to a federal judgeship?
Senator, my work with victims and defendants has been incredibly rewarding, and interacting with people on an individual basis, treating people as individuals, is the thing that I take away from my experience as a prosecutor, that everyone that I encounter, whether defendant, victim, or witness, is a person with a history, and we have to take that into account when we are applying the law to the facts, and I would do that where I was so fortunate to be confirmed as a judge.
Thank you, Ms. Johnson. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Senator Ossoff. Senator Kennedy.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.